Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Let's get straight into this content. So as we were talking about before, ETH is doing incredible. You guys know what we're looking at. Let's check in on Bitcoin dominance. That's crazy. Look how perfect that is. I mean, it's not like imperfect. It's not perfect, but look at how perfect that is. Just right there. It wicked it and it's going higher. Again, if this level does not break, it doesn't matter if it goes right here. I mean, this does set a lower low and this is like significant, but this is, a low, lower low, whatever. But this is really the level that we're looking for right here. This 62.64. We're checking in with you. It's not broken yet. That's on Bitcoin dominance. We are watching that heavy. Let's go to BTC. And we'll go to our favorite, ETH. ETH is doing really good. We've been in some long positions on ETH. We called it, and we're killing it. We're killing it. And a lot of other channels have also been calling it recently. So let's get it. Alright, so we're still consolidating in Bitcoin. It is looking bullish. It is actually looking really bullish. There's a few things to go over, but essentially we broke out of this. This is a Fibonacci retracement tool on this big pump. We broke out of this Fibonacci retracement tool. So if you ask, like, is it time to belong Bitcoin? We need to see more volume. We always need to see more volume. Is accumulating Bitcoin a good idea? I mean, altcoin season is most likely going to happen, so I mean, you got to really consult altcoin season for that. Again, not financial advice, not financial advisor, but so we're looking at this area. It looks good. It just broke out of the golden pocket. Let's see if we got to close on the 4-hour. Morning, to be honest, sound doesn't work. You can't hear? Can you not hear me? Maybe the mic's not plugged in right. It's okay now? Okay. Alright. So let's go to 4-hour. We want to see if we can get a close above. Oh, we'll still see. It should display on the 4-hour if we got a close. Alright, so we'd look for a close, potentially bullish. So we want to see this area right here. We want to see this 4-hour close. This candlestick usually is morning star, so it's usually indicative of further downside, but this just shows buying momentum more than anything, just because it's not at the top. Like, this is a morning star formation, but it's not a morning star formation. So morning star formations will happen, like if this pattern was to wick, then this could potentially be a morning star if it was at the top. But because there's this bullish engulfing candlestick right here, essentially this is just showing more buying pressure. So even though this is textbook morning star, you have to have the morning stars on the top of the formation showing a reversal, and you have this so the candlestick would have to open bullish essentially, and it opened bearish, so it's not a morning star. It basically shows this is bearish. Well, this is really just showing it's consolidating. This is basically just showing, let me just break through all the candles really quick. So this is essentially showing some bearish downside. This is a support, obviously, and then this is showing a potential reversal. And then this is basically showing consolidation off this move right here. So essentially consolidation. And then this right here is showing that out of this move there was buying pressure, but not enough buying pressure to keep the price up. So we ended up going back to these levels, and then we have this massive. It's not bullish engulfing, but it's definitely a good candlestick pattern. But what this is really all showing is consolidation, which we've been talking about a lot on the channel, and we called all this price action. We told you guys it was most likely going to go up here, and then it could retest this area. And really what we're looking for right now is we want to see a test of this consolidation triangle. Now you guys have to remember, like, that this is a 4-hour consolidation pattern, whereas something like, a lot of these other trend lines for higher consolidation patterns, these are on like the weekly, these are on the daily. These take out over a lot of precedence. So although we want to see the breakout of our consolidation pattern, it's only relatively important, especially at this point in the game. And more so than anything, it looks like we're just bouncing off Fibonacci retracement areas. We hit this fib, we come down, we hit this level right here, we bounce out, and this, if you draw a trend-based Fibonacci, this is going to be the golden pocket right here. So it's fib to fib, essentially, consolidation. It's looking good. And really what we want to see is, you know, we bounce from this fib to this fib. Essentially, this fib's next. Or are we going to go down? You know, how are we going to interact with this price action right here? Are we going to break above? Are we going to close below? So we want to see that. But overall, I'm not saying to trade Bitcoin. There's just not any volume to trade it. Like, you know, we talk about like textbook patterns, but even if you have a textbook pattern, you have to have volume to confirm whatever it is. Everything in trading is just an idea until you have volume to confirm it. Alright, so taking a look at Ethereum. Ethereum's been absolutely killing it. We told you guys that Ethereum was going to be doing good last night, and it is just killing it. What I recommend longing it, it seems a little bit like it needs a little more volume to hold like these massive pumps that it's been having, but at the same time, you know, you have this right here, which is a massive pump, and then essentially consolidation. So what we'd look at is the RSI. It's me, Danny. Ever are you his girlfriend? No. Let's see. RSI. Relative strength index. So we're going to look at the relative strength index. It's a little overbought, but it's not. This is on the 4 hour. Still good. And then it doesn't look like there's any divergences on the 4 hour. Looks good on the 6 hour. It's a little overbought, but nothing to be concerned about. Looks good. Looks good. Okay, we're a little overbought on the weekly. This is on Ethereum. We're a little overbought on the weekly. We want to see a little bit of a cool down potentially. So I mean, in super bullish scenarios, we can have, you know, a price run up even when the RSI is hot. But if there's not volume to confirm what we already have, it's kind of out of the question. All right, we're looking at ADA. These are the best ones. I was telling you guys earlier, like I told you guys that like on this channel, I'm just a noob trying to learn something. Yeah, and we're trying to help you. I would, if you're looking for books, I had some books that I'd previously read that somebody else was asking about, so I was probably gonna pull up later on the stream. Oh wow, it looks like we could potentially be looking at this right here. He has a girlfriend and I will hurt her. That is whack. Alright. Let's see. Doji candle. Let's see. This looks pretty bullish as far as just the candlestick close. You have this doji right here, essentially showing consolidation. I like this right here too. It's resting on this trend line perfectly. We called that earlier, so this is really good for ADA. It just looks like the price action needs to come in. We're trending downwards again. So, yeah, I mean, that's mainly what we're looking at right now is that price action. All right, let's see. We're going to link. And like I said before, like we called like ADA, and like ADA's been doing killer, and we said that ADA was like the #1 we were promoting on this channel, like as a long-term hold or whatever. But I was sad, even though I have a lot of money in ADA, because I wanted to accumulate more. Like I was hoping for more. All right, it looks like we broke out of this, but it looks like we're finding support, and it looks like we're trending back up. Volume's looking pretty decent. And then what I would just do is I would zoom in right here. and then compare this volume right here. And this volume does indicate that it's more buying pressure than this selling pressure right here. So that's looking good on the 4 hour. And then this is more so like a morning star formation. It's essentially the top and it signifies the bottom. And there's a nice bearish candlestick. So this is like a reversal type idea right here, because we were talking about morning star earlier, morning star patterns. So, and this is also kind of like a hammer. So this is like the inverse of the morning star, starting to show a reversal. So you have this wick right here, and then you have this top right here, and it's at the bottom of the pattern. And you're like, well, how do you know if it's at the bottom? And if it, the candlestick starts to close upwards, then it's, towards the bottom. And if the candlestick starts to close down, then it's essentially invalidating that potential idea, if that makes sense. All right, and then it just looks like consolidation. Let's see. It looks like we're finding a little bit of resistance right there at that previous price action. But overall, we just want to see more volume. But it's looking good. And then essentially, if we could break this area right here, this could potentially be a double bottom. So this would be the first bottom, this would be the second bottom, this would be the neckline, and then essentially you would measure from right here to right here. Here, I'll just show you guys real quick, just as an example. Who are you? Leave him alone. He wishes. Wake up at, yeah, I got you, bro. That's my buddy. That's my boy. We're going to the gym. But so I've been really, really, really busy with everything. But I still got to make this content out for you guys. Alright, so bottom, and then this is the other bottom potentially. So this would be a double bottom formation in a textbook, and then you essentially would draw this right here. Let's see. Got this right here would be the neckline. So this would be a potential double bottom, and then this would basically, if we broke this blue line right here, which would be this right here, which would be the neckline, if we broke this area right here, we could be breaking out of this downtrend on the 4 hour on Link on USD. I'm his friend. Oh, we go to the gym to grind together. Yeah, leave my boyfriend alone. Jeez. Yeah, me and McClure. Alright, let's see. USD. Alright, so we're going to go back to Bitcoin. I'm going to go over some ideas on Bitcoin with you, but I think we went over all the major stuff. On this channel we talk a lot about the best coins, and like I said, I'm super bummed how well ADA has been doing, because I hold a huge bag of it. And it sounds crazy, like I'm making so much money on ADA and I should be happy, but I'm not, because I wanted more. I wanted to accumulate more. I wanted it to be cheaper longer. And that's starting to look like it's going to be the trend for Ethereum next. It looks like Ethereum is about to just pop off. In trading, you have what's called psychological barriers. So basically like 13,000, 14,000, 16,000, they're all like psychological barriers. They're not actually barriers, but in trading this is a real thing. Like whenever you're hitting a price target, and we just broke on Ethereum, we just broke 1400, which is a huge psychological barrier, and it's just monument. Like everything on Ethereum is looking so good right now. We've been perpetuating this idea. All the major YouTube channels are agreeing with us. We were perpetuating it really strong before, and then they came in and started perpetuating it, and then we started perpetuating it. Like I had people commenting like, you don't know what you're talking about, Ethereum's maxed out, like all these different things. I'm like, no guys, Ethereum is like really, 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 like, I can't think of a better cryptocurrency. Like, yeah, I like DOT, yeah, I like Cardano, I like all of these, and especially Cardano for the long-term hold. We're gonna keep saying it because like we don't switch narratives. But The only deal I see right now, because like if you're saying, well, what about Bitcoin? Well, we're really looking at Bitcoin dominance, and we'll go on to Bitcoin dominance in a second. But Ethereum is like the best by far, it seems. You'll admit to being my boyfriend? No, no, no. I'm I'm married to the game. I'm all about the crypto life. I'm married to the blockchain, and there is a lot of miners validating my private keys. It's an Ethereum joke or a Bitcoin joke. It's a proof of work joke for crypto. All right. I'm married to the CPU miners. All right, BTC.D. All right, so essentially what we're looking at for like, you would say like, okay, well, what about Bitcoin? Well, if this line right here breaks that we were talking about earlier, then it'll be bad for Bitcoin. And then essentially, if we break this line, we could, in this line, if we zoom in, is at 66.29%. So if we break that line, that would be huge. Are you inside a mirror? I don't know what that means. Are you inside a mirror? Alright. Maybe that was like supposed to be some Bitcoin thing, but I don't know. That doesn't make any sense. Alright. He's a failure. Yep. That's terrible. Oh, a miner. Are you inside a miner? Jeez. I don't know how to filter the comments out, so like this is a friendly channel or whatever, family friendly channel. I get it. I don't know how to filter out the comments. Anyways, this is looking really good that we have this candlestick body above this candlestick wick. We're going to go down to the lower time frame, see how the volume's interacting. Looks like a nice healthy uptrend to start out with. It doesn't look like anything in this pattern is looking bad. And, I really like this idea. I was talking about getting this on the 4 hour, but the fact that we got this on the 1 hour is not bad at all. And then the fact that we did get this bullish close on the 1 hour, and I mean, it is pretty massive right here. And the fact that we are dipping down slowly just kind of speaks to the, consolidation idea. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit it with a Fibonacci. So you're going to pull it right here, down to right here, and then, alright, let's take a look at this idea. So it looks like it broke Fibonacci right here, and so it's just cooling off. It's just volume's just not there. I mean, this is a massively bullish 1 hour candlestick to close. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter how you measure it. It is, we're just lacking volume right now. That's the problem with Bitcoin. That's the problem with Bitcoin. Like it doesn't matter like what happens with these formations. I mean, right here you could talk about a double bottom, and I'll draw that out. So you'd have this right here, paintbrush. There's different ways of looking at it. This could potentially be a double bottom right here, so that would be one, and then this would be another one. Or potentially you have one, and then another one right there. Alright. So, these are more micro patterns inside of macro patterns, and that is definitely possible. It looks like we're more so speaking to the tune of this one, so I'm going to measure this one real quick and see if we're at our measured move for it, because we could just be hitting a measured move and then consolidating down until we find more volume. If we find more volume, if not, we'll consolidate hard. Alright. So we're looking for this trend line right here. from right here to right here. Wow. Yeah, so we hit that level right there. And then it looks like we hit that level right here. And this is what I always talk about, and I never really hear anybody else talking about it, but it is massively important. So essentially we could have hit this line right here. It could have printed this bullish candlestick. We could have got essentially a bullish close and then the continuation of this idea basically to perpetuate like the already bullish momentum. So what I'm saying is the double bottom definitely could have played out, definitely could have hit the measured move on it, and then the fact that we set a local higher low or a higher high in the local term could have been enough to not only we hit the measured move but then also push the price a little bit higher because of the bullish factors. I see this all the time in the market. I don't hear a lot of people talking about it, so we are definitely going to cover it on this channel. And then essentially this is basically just some consolidation. Essentially we need to see volume. We need to see volume to see more action, like more volume. We need to see more volume to see more price action and interact with these levels, but it looks like we could be interacting with this 34,624 area, which would be huge. We'll see how if it hits it and then gets rejected, which would essentially be bearish unless we consolidate at these levels and then hit it again. Definitely look for something like that, especially if volume isn't returning. And then the other idea is we would break through it slowly, which would show a lot of strength in the bulls. Alright, so it looks like that's really all I'm going to talk about tonight because it looks like, this is just straight to the point content. And I've been very busy. I'm going to shoot a lot tomorrow. Obviously, my boys hit me up saying we got to go to the gym at 6:45. But I'm going to be free a lot tomorrow, making a massive amount of content. So, but I gave you guys all the basics. That's what I wanted to do. I love every single one of my subscribers. And then as far as like longing Bitcoin, I don't think that's the move right now. And again, this is not financial advice, but longing Bitcoin right now, we need to see, it doesn't matter what the charts look like, whether they're bearish or bullish, if there is no volume, there are no moves. And right now the charts look pretty decent, relatively speaking. And the overall market seems to be doing pretty good, but we need to see volume, and there's no patterns that we're trading right now in Bitcoin. So I am not trading Bitcoin. I'm not going to be opening a Bitcoin position tonight and be trading it. We did hit those Ethereum longs. I actually had it, I think I made 5% on an Ethereum long earlier today. Let me see if I can pull that up. But nothing too significant, but essentially what you want to look for. I always like to be transparent on the channel. Like I feel like transparency is absolute key. Ethereum's just doing incredible right now. Yeah, so here's Bybit. We got, there we go. So what does it say? 4.96%. So like we make trades on this channel, like, and we're very profitable and we're killing it. But I'm not going to give you guys a trade that isn't, and right now it's just not worth trading. Right now it's just not worth trading Bitcoin right now. Ethereum's looking hot, but again, Ethereum's got the same thing. Like it needs to see volume. If we see volume on Ethereum, whew. Ethereum, I have so much money in Ethereum right now, and I tell you guys, and Ethereum's doing so ridiculously well. It's performing so ridiculously well. I just tell you guys, like right now seems to be the time to buy Ethereum. Not financial advice, but you guys know I'm heavily in Ethereum. I got in early, and a lot of those price actions, like I bought a little bit recently, but it doesn't seem to be the time to be longing Ethereum. It doesn't seem, unless we break out of some channels. But here's what everybody's talking about. I'll finish this idea before I go. So when you talk about Ethereum, you guys know we got these gorgeous charts for you guys. Let's check her out. That looks gorgeous. Ethereum's just performing massively well. And volume's trending up, so it's looking good. I like Ethereum a lot right now. And essentially you have 1, 2, 3, 4. So it looks like you have a 4-hour candlestick, but potentially when that 4-hour candlestick closes bullish on this long wick right there, that's going to be bullish for Ethereum. It looks like a lot of the crosses are getting hit. A lot of the moving averages are crossing. Like I say, oh, yeah, so I'm looking at this right here. I'm looking for a close right here on Ethereum. That will be massively bullish. And then once we break this higher high, it's going to be bullish. And then once we break this high, oh my gosh. And here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. Definitely 100% not financial advice. But if we can hit this level all the way up right here and break the higher high and still not be out of this final consolidation pattern, but going off of extremely low leverage and cost-based averaging in, like right when we break this higher high, I'm not giving you guys financial advice, and I'm just giving you guys ideas more so than anything. That could potentially be big. Again, remember my words, extremely low leverage, and if Bitcoin drops back on 33,000, it's okay to go long then. Let's check it out. Bitcoin. Like I said, I wouldn't be trading I wouldn't be trading Bitcoin right now. It looks like Ethereum is more has some volume to be trading, but we could potentially see a cool off. We need to keep seeing Ethereum's volume trending, and we need to see that on the lower time frames. So, I mean, I can show you that idea in a second, but Bitcoin's looking bullish. It's looking really bullish. It's just volume for it is just not there. It's just not where it needs to be. It's trending downwards on volume. Alright, so if it breaks down, yeah, I mean, if it broke down to essentially $33,000 area, and it bounced off that level, that would be bullish, but it would be a continuation of bullish consolidation until proven other ways. Like, so if we hit this area right here and then a massive amount of volume comes in, there's still nothing really to trade. That's just kind of a bullish indicator in the market, if that makes sense. So essentially we're bouncing off of this area potentially as support. So if this area holds, it's just potentially showing that it's support. It's just showing that it's most likely going to bounce and continue higher, but most likely going to consolidate unless volume changes. But volume's still not. If Bitcoin bounces back on, it's okay. It's a long then. Shut up. What does go long mean? Go long is essentially where you leverage out a position going upwards. You're basically betting that the market's going to go up, and as opposed to shorts. So like when somebody shorts the market, essentially what they're doing is they are borrowing from, they're basically saying, I want to buy these stocks or Bitcoin or whatever it is, and then essentially at a later date they say that they're going to buy it again, and they already own it, so they're going to be selling it back to the market for cheaper than they bought it for. That's like how the internals for how it work. And you make money. So like if you buy it at $100 and you're shorting it, essentially what that means is that like if the market drops and it's now worth $50, if you have longs that are at $100, you're essentially selling it back to the market and you're making $50 on it or whatever, because so if that makes sense. So it should. But we just get a bullish close on the 4-hour. No. I do not get it. You are confused. Yeah, I mean, stocks are complicated, but we try our best to simplify it for our audience. Alright. Got a little doji candle right here. Same narrative we're pushing. Consolidation. All this shows is consolidation. Consolidation. Downtrending consolidation. Alright. What else were we gonna look at? Oh, and then I was basically going to show you like Ethereum, like on the lower time frames, how you check. Oh, I'll show you on Bitcoin because you're interested in Bitcoin. So what you would do is you'd go down to something like people usually don't recommend anything lower than the 15. 15 is a good place to start. So essentially what we would want to see, I'll get out the candlestick drawing pattern. So like when GameStop, when they started shorting GameStop, essentially so you'd want to see another candlestick like this that's higher. Like I'll draw it green because you want to see a green one. And you want to see another candlestick like this, even higher than the previous one. So you'd want to see this one, and then you'd want to see this one, and then you would want to see this one, and then this one. And then essentially you could say, okay, well this one's going higher, this one's going higher, this one's going higher, this one's going higher. Well, you can also draw a trend line. And I'll draw a trend line. I won't draw that. I'll bring out a trend line. So you draw this trend line right here. And you would put it right here. And you want to make sure that the trend line is touching this point of the candle body. And then you'd want to try and draw a trend. And this one is not a valid trend, so this is a 3-point touch trend right here, and then this one's a little bit higher, so it's actually more bullish, if that makes sense. So you line this one up at the very top like this, like you're touching this top right here, you're lining this top up, and you're lining this top up. So you have an uptrend right here, and then this actually broke the uptrend. This part right here is above the uptrend, so this would actually be more bullish, breaking upwards. And then I'll show you on real candlestick patterns. Like I was just showing you the idea of what you would want to see if you were potentially longing Bitcoin, and we're not seeing that right now, so I do not recommend. Volume's just not there. But so essentially like right here, this is a real world example. So again, you want to put your trend line right here, make sure it touches this one. Make sure it touches, and it looks like it touches all of them, barely, but it does. And you have this trend line right here. So essentially you have an uptrend, a nice uptrend. Look how gorgeous, look how many touch points this is. This is actually very advanced real world stuff. So you have a touch point right here, touch point right here, touch point right here, touch point right here, and touch point right here. It looks like it broke out of the consolidation pattern a few times, very bullish, and now you can notice that we broke below this trend line right here, and volume has fallen off a cliff. So essentially we broke out of this bullish uptrend on volume, and now it's not looking so hot. So is clearly a troll. Are you? Nah, she's not. Oh my gosh, she's not. But so yeah, Bitcoin just looks like it's consolidating. We need to see more volume. And then essentially, like we were talking about earlier, ETH, and we were talking about yesterday, ETH is looking really hot. If we can continue to see volume's trending good on ETH, we just want to see it continue to trend good. And then again, we're watching Bitcoin dominance. And right now, there's just nowhere to really, like I was saying before, I really like this idea. I can't do it on the 15. I gotta zoom out to the higher time frames. But I really like this idea on Ethereum of potentially like right here. I'm saying like low leverage. I'm saying like not financial advice, but like low leverage and cost-based averaging. And right here, you're just gonna get that edge above the market. You're just gonna get that edge above the market essentially because you're setting a higher high, and it looks like, if I can remember correctly, that would be breaking the highest high, and that would be entirely validating this consolidation pattern. What you don't want to do though is you don't want to hit it on a pump. If it's a really massive pump, it might be overextended, and I would catch it on a Fibonacci retracement. But like if it just goes up, slowly goes up to these levels, this double bottom could be playing out right here, which would be massive. And then obviously everybody in the market's going to be looking at this area right here. And it's looking like it's doing a good job of breaking resistance. It looks like it broke that line right there. Oh, well, yeah, it did because it wicked right there. So let's see exactly where it wicked. It's doing a really good job at breaking resistance. It's doing a really good job at breaking resistance. Essentially, yeah, I mean, the market's going to react really positively if it breaks this, if it breaks this, if it breaks this, but this is really what I'm looking at. And then what I would want to do, and just because like we have to trade textbook on this channel, like we're not gonna, do some rinky dink like, a lot of people are talking about a descending triangle pattern, but the reason that I have this ascending wedge is because even though there is an ascending triangle pattern, most people get confused just when I draw a bunch of patterns all over the charts. And so I hope this like makes it simpler. But then also, if we break out bullish, like let's say we break out right here, or we break out right here above this descending triangle pattern, if that is the case, then we still do have these trend lines that are very valid, that have multiple touch points. And so even if we do break out of that descending triangle, we still have this area as potential resistance. So we definitely want to keep that in mind. Again, like if you don't have weak hands, most likely what's going to happen is we're going to hit this upper band of resistance. We're most likely going to hit this upper band of resistance, and possibly people are going to, find it as resistance, and then consolidate for a little bit before potentially moving higher. Hopefully the market doesn't respond negatively and we don't get rejected off of that area. That's why, and traditionally when you're talking about trading patterns, traditionally you would wait for the breakout, you'd wait for it to break up above this level right here, close above it, and then essentially we don't have to deal with it. Now if you're going to be longing from the descending triangle, essentially you would want to start to take profits potentially at this resistance level right here, and everybody's going to be thinking that. And so it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy, but you want to be with the market and you want to take profits right there if volume is not looking hot and it looks like, we're hitting a resistance area right there. That's a huge key fundamental area that we're looking at. But the reason that I'm saying that, I would never really say this, but the fact that if we do get to this level right here, not breaking it, but slightly below it, we're going to be setting a higher high regardless of this pattern. It's going to be a trend. It's going to be a complete validation of the entire trend. And that's really what this is saying right here. High, higher high, higher high. And then if we hit this higher high right here, that continues the uptrend on some of these higher time frames. And you have a low, a lower low, or a low, a higher low, and then a higher low right here, and then a higher low right here. So this would be a massively good uptrend with very strong fundamentals, looking very good. The only thing is kind of concerning to me is look how high RSI is. Um, and it seems to be slightly trending downwards. And let's see, is that a low, or is that a, let's see, that's a high and then a lower high. I would have to measure it. Is this so high, then lower high? It doesn't look like we have divergence on the RSI, but it's hard to measure. Alright, seems to be getting better. Let's see. ETH looking like it's gonna go down soon. So yeah, I mean, it's looking really bought on the RSI. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. As far as cozy, you're distracted. It seems to be getting better. Don't worry, he's in the zone. A few more pushes. Yeah, so that's what I was just saying before I read your comment. Yeah, I'm a little bit concerned about the RSI. Let's see. That's on the 4 hour though. Let's take a look at some of the other time frames. Yeah. I think I talked about that earlier when I first started the stream. I was saying that was a little concerning, and that we wanted to see at least, yeah, I did. We wanted to see at least a pullback to this area. So I like the idea of, like, we own a lot of Ethereum on this channel. Like, you guys know about our portfolio. Like we're heavily diversified in it. It's looking like it's performing really good, and it looks like even if we do hit this, it looks like long term, like once we deal with this consolidation pattern, we are going to be good. But if you're trading this, if you're looking at this, essentially like a bounce off the RSI is definitely an idea in play. Let's see. I'm trying to see if we can find like a fractal idea of that, but it does ignore the RSI. If it gets really hot, if it gets really hot, if it gets really bullish, it can ignore the RSI. But we shall see. And I mean, Ethereum is cooking up like a pressure cooker. And I remember when Bitcoin first started pumping like massively, like around like 10,000 all the way up to like what was it, like 10,000 to like something thousand, like I think it was like 16,000 or something like that. Yeah. Um, it was the RSI was super overbought, and it was just but Bitcoin was a little bit different, like just because there's a huge supply and demand shock. We could see potentially something like that with Ethereum. I know that exchanges have been having a hard time, keeping up with the demand, like with the low supply. Um, I have no idea how to get rid of people in the comments, so I don't know what her deal is. I don't know her though. Let's see. So yeah, I mean that's gonna do it for me tonight. Like I just wanted to like get you guys like up to date on everything. We're looking at those levels on Bitcoin dominance. We are, let's see, BTC.D. No way. No way. Did it finally break that area we were looking at? Is this? Oh, this is on the weekly chart. Let's see. 4 hour. Alright, yeah. I was like so surprised. I was like, no way. That was on the weekly. Yeah, so we're looking potentially at this area right here at 62.64. If that continues, altcoin season should definitely continue. That'll validate the downtrend. And then if we do get a pump on Bitcoin, next to, it's extremely unlikely. 66.29 is essentially the target of resistance that we're looking to. I don't think that's going to happen though. I really don't. Bitcoin's just consolidating. And just one more time, we're going to go over the ideas and then I'm out. What is it? Coinbase. All right. So yeah, I mean, it looks like we could potentially be testing this area. This has a massive amount of touch points. This is a very valid area. It looks like we'd be touching it around 34,589. We'll see how that works out if we hit there. But this is in dark blue because this is a very significant area right here on 35,414. And then you have this right here, which is this consolidation pattern. It has the 3 touch points. It's hard to see on the 4 hour. It has the 3 touch points on the 6 hour. So we were looking at that, and it seems to be very valid. And essentially, we broke out of that area, and we have all these Fibonacci's. And like I was saying earlier, you broke out of the this would be, you broke right out right here on the golden pocket, and I just want to see it close on the 4 hour. That would be very bullish, and just validating this ginormous engulfing candlestick would be like monumental, especially like it's on top of the wick. Like that is so good. I mean, Bitcoin looks good. Don't get me wrong, Bitcoin looks good. It's just the volume's not there, and that's the thing. We were talking about Bitcoin looking perfect on the charts, but if the volume's not there, the volume's not there, and the volume is not there, and so it doesn't matter how gorgeous the charts look. We can't trade something with no volume and with no textbook pattern like this. This is nearly like you have this, we have the measured move for it, but we need to see how it's going to interact with these price targets. And it's always in trading, it's always risk to reward ratios. And there's a reason why you have those chart patterns. It's because they give you the most high probability. And right here, this probability, it's too high risk for the reward, especially on leverage. So, I mean, ETH is, yeah, I agree with you on ETH. ETH's just so, like, fundamentally, it's looking so good. Like, everything about ETH is looking so good. Cardano's looking hot, but, like, I really like ETH right now. Um, I just want to see that higher high. To your point, really to your point, if we can see a massive pump, like, and just or something, if it can hit this level and then retrace, oh my gosh, that could be massive. We just need to validate this upper trend line. It's already basically validated, like it's already, good. Just in the immediate short term, there's a little bit of indecision and overbought and whatnot. We know the sentiment on ETH. But if we can just hit that level, I mean, this is really what I've been looking at for a long time, and this is why this is there. And then also that descending triangle idea. Um, if you're going to be trading the descending triangle idea, the reason that we have this line right here is because even if it breaks out, this is definitely the line we are looking at. All right, so I hope that covers everything, like all the bases. Um, I just want to give you guys an update. I've been super busy, but I'm going to keep making content for you. Even if I'm busy, I'll still stream at least 2 times a day. It's just not going to be as much. Tomorrow I'm going to be streaming a lot, and hopefully we can get into some more positions. We've been doing good. We got some good stuff. She said, I would hurt her. She's scared. Let's see. You probably scared her away. I doubt she would ever comment. All right. So it looks like we're good. We are good. And then yeah, I wouldn't long this, but like, what's the potential it hits this level right here? I would buy insanely heavy if that was the case. But like, what's the potential? Like the potential is that we interact with this level right here, cool down, see some buying pressure come in on ETH, potentially breaking out of this level, and that will be massive if that does happen. This woman is crazy. What's happening with XRP? So like I said, like I'm like into technical analysis, so I don't know if you can type in XRP right here. Which one should we go on? Probably go on Kraken. Is probably going to be the most liquidity. Probably Kraken has the most liquidity. Your comments are giving me brain damage. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know how to deal with the people doing comments. I will figure it out. So essentially what we would do is we would hit it with a fib. This is a little unorthodox, and with XRP they were supposed to be pumping the price at 8 o'clock today, and it looks like it got pumped early. That was just what I was debriefed on. I saw multiple articles saying that they were going to pump the price at 8:30 Eastern time, and it looks like that's already well past. So you'd go swing high to swing low, which is right here, and it looks like a pump and dump. And like we talked about it on this channel, and essentially like nothing more. Like it wasn't like there were strong fundamentals. Like it looks like a pump and dump though. Essentially measuring wick to wick. Because essentially, like, if it was high volatility, and this is massive volatility, we could have potentially hit in this area right here, which if you hit if you hit a Fibonacci retracement instead of, or trend tool instead of just the Fibonacci, this would be the golden pocket down here. And usually, like we always say in this channel, you have the golden pocket, and then you have your first other resistance, your second resistance, and then usually the trend is broken when you hit this level right here. But what we do say, and this is facts, that if it's extremely high volatility, you could get a bounce at this golden ratio right here on the trend based, not on the retracement. And if that is the case, then you could get a bounce in high volatility. But this broke through every single fib level. So, I mean, what else can you measure it on? You know what I'm saying? Like that's the tool for the job, and it's just broken. It looks like a classic pump and dump. I don't know who has the, I don't want to say, but like who's gonna trade that? If you do start from this pump right here, but Fibonacci retracement, I mean, you could technically start from right here, pull it down, and then potentially you're at the lowest point right here where it could potentially, but if you know the fundamentals of XRP, if you know the fundamentals of XRP, you know that the founders dump a lot of the price. That's just what they do. They dump the price. No shade, no whatever. Like we know the whole story, and we're not gonna talk about it right now, just because it'll take too much time. But it is a fact that the co-founder dumps the price all the time. So that would invalidate that if that is the case. That he has most of the tokens if he dumps the price. Um, let's see. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Usually on like financial channels, there's not girls, so I'm not sure. Like I have no idea. But let's see. So I mean, it just seems invalidated to me entirely. There's this small potential that it's the bottom, but like I said, it's usually on that wick. It's usually on that wick, and then volume just falls off a cliff. So it's not looking good on any time frames. I mean, I would stay away from XRP. Um, there was a really strong community to pump it, but it didn't go as planned, obviously. Well, who's buying so much right now? Of XRP, or it doesn't look like anybody's buying XRP. It looks like the volume's falling off a cliff, relatively speaking. Like it doesn't really look like. So it's 1 o'clock right now. So yeah, I mean, it looks like it looks like they failed to pump the price when they said they were going to pump the price. It looks like everybody pumped it early. I think everybody just knew that pump XRP, they didn't, follow through on the exact time. And also the institutions opened up today, which was huge. So, it was Monday, and so all the hedge funds had the ability to short this. And I don't know if they all teamed up to short it. I have no idea. But anyways, that should do it for tonight. That should catch you up. Bitcoin's consolidating. Ethereum's looking really hot, but it hasn't broken all-time highs yet. I'm really looking forward to it breaking all-time highs. Cardano, we talked about that so much on this channel, and it's pumping so much, and like we're not excited about that, even though we have a lot of Cardano, because we literally wanted to accumulate more of it. Polkadot looks like it's like in an accumulation zone potentially, just depending on what you get it at. There's some good news on Polkadot. And it's really hard to unstake your Polkadot. I can tell you that firsthand. I think it takes 30 days to unstake it or something like that. I don't know if my Polkadot's unstaked yet, but I'm thinking to myself, all right, I'd rather, like, Polkadot's not a big project. It would just be so much better if the validator nodes would let you validate your Polkadot. If you guys can validate your nodes on the Polkadot network with your wallet, what is it? It's like dot J something like that. I don't remember the exact website. Like I said, don't fall for any scams. So what you would do is you would go to Ledger, you would type in Ledger Polkadot, and then on Ledger's page, it'll show you the official Polkadot wallet address and like the website, and you go to there because there's a lot of lookalike addresses, and you do not want to send your Polkadot to a fake wallet website, or you're gonna lose it. You're never gonna see it again. But let me know if you guys can stake it. But I've been having problems with it, like I said. So. And I've tried everything, and like it's not like I don't know what I'm doing. It's just the validator nodes, and even with the tips. Um, so yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, Cardano's way too hot. We wish it was cheaper. Link, it looks like it could be reversing up. Like I said, like I got a lot of Link like really early on, and like it's just not like it's getting a lot of competition. Like I said, Polkadot was building. There was decentralized. I forget the name of it, but there was a decentralized Oracle being built on Polkadot or working with the Polkadot network. I think it was working with the Polkadot network, and he I don't remember the name of it, but that's going to be competition for chain link, and there's you have API 3, you have a lot of big competition. So I'm not really looking to accumulate, even if that uptrend does confirm on, but you could potentially trade link, so we'll cover it. And a lot of, and it's a good fundamental, like a lot of people really like link, a lot of people really trust link. XRP jumps. Something happened in there. Josh. Start. My name's not Josh. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. XRP. Are we on XRP? Maybe it's on the lower time frames. Yeah, I mean the volume's coming up a little bit. Buying pressure is still not looking hot compared to selling pressure, relatively speaking. Yeah, and you can see that clearly right here. Let's see though. Let's check it out. These are not trend lines, those are moving averages. I mean, in the short term, in the immediate short term, it looks like it's a bounce, but like, you don't want to bounce. You don't want to see a bounce in a downtrend, because when you see a bounce in a downtrend, it's like a dead cat bounce. It's like it bounces and then it bounces harder, and it's not good. Hustle, will you buy me? Will you buy me too? What's your name? All right, so that's gonna do it for tonight. We're looking good. Everything's looking good. I'm not recommending XRP. It's literally like it's not measurable like on the charts with the technical analysis. The FOMO aspect of it. There's not even a fear and greed chart for XRP that I'm aware of. There's one for Bitcoin, but like there's nothing that I could measure when people are gonna put their money into XRP and try and pump the price. It looks like they failed. And the technical analysis that we can pull up shows that it's a failed pump. And, like I said, you don't want to be into a massive downtrend like that. Do not underestimate that massive bearish candlestick. I mean, it could pump again. It's very, very unlikely, and it's extremely high risk probability. Thanks for all the advice. Not financial advice. Yeah, rip XRP. I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. It'll be interesting how Stellar interacts with, because they're highly correlated, so it'll be interesting. Does anyone know? Nobody knows. So, yeah, we're all good for tonight. I already told you my sister was gonna blow up in her face yesterday. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like yeah, I was like, but it did break some. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Stellar's more, and it's just good. Put your face down in the corner, please. All right, definitely for next time. I'm out of here, so, but let's see. Put your face down here in the corner. Alrighty. But yeah, that could be good for Stellar, because then that market cap could just go to Stellar Lumens potentially. We'll see. We'll see. There's still a lot going on with Ripple, but like I said, yeah, I agree with you that that court case could take a long time. All right, so that should be everything. Can't see what the ticker symbol is. So this one is XRP. We were talking about XRP, and essentially it looks like we pulled up a Fibonacci. It looks like that the pump is dead on this, like essentially, and we can't really measure the FOMO with technical analysis. So the ticker symbol is XRP, and the time frame TF is 5M or 5 minutes. Yeah, no need to show us the flower behind you. All right, for sure. You're good. Nah, I love Pythagoras. He's my boy. I love his name. It's like, maybe there's some what's it called? Like some sacred geometry in there. Maybe it's that blossoming, you know, continuation pattern. What is it called? Is it called the golden ratio? Yeah, the golden ratio. Um, it's needlessly blocking the screen. Yeah, I got you. Next time it will not be there. I just thought it was kind of cute, but so XRP is a trap. It's not like it's not like nobody's like trying to like trap anybody or anything, but like yeah, like like in the sense that like it's most likely gonna be like a dead counts bounce. Like we're gonna get maybe a little pump up and then another crash. Yeah, for sure. I mean, and then if there is I just don't see any chance that it's going to recover to where it was XRP. It's just not like it's just not gonna happen. I don't think they had that one shot and they blew it. Like it's over. All right, boys, I'm out. Good to see you guys. I'll be on tomorrow. I'll be streaming a lot tomorrow. Hopefully we can get some like good longs open tomorrow. Hopefully we can. We've been doing good with Ethereum, but like we want to be doing better. We want to get something. Um, we want to get some good stuff going on. So that's potentially what I'm looking at. I'll look at Bitcoin. Like I like Bitcoin. Like I used to be a Bitcoin maximalist when I first got into the space because the anti-inflationary properties of Bitcoin is really a lot what caught my interest. Is right up top. G. I know. We were talking about the upper band of resistance on that, and we got to be careful. But potentially, if it breaks through those areas, it could be a hot play. You only got one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. Yo.